Good morning, all you tennis creeps. Are my microphones on, Rhino, for sure?
Yep.
Very good. Good morning. Ben's just squeezed. It is a grey and windy day in North London, as you'd expect, but we are still excited because it is getting close to Wimbledon. That means Pimm's delicious. That means strawberries and cream. Strawberries delicious. Cream can do one as far as I'm concerned, but that's just me. But more excitingly than that, we have Babolat's Wimbledon range. Now that is definitely exciting. Babolat have been the main sponsor of Wimbledon for the last couple of years and have released a beautiful range of luggage, clothing, footwear, and of course, rackets. So this today is the first look in the world at the Babolat Wimbledon range. How exciting, and how lucky are you? At 1 to 10. Anyway, we have a comment already. Giancarlo. Hello, Giancarlo. Wimbledon White Pure Aero. You'll have to wait and see. As always, when you get in the comments, let us know who you are, where you're from, and often which racket you like to use. So I will start with full unboxing internetiness. Shoes, bags, rackets. Yeah, we're going to get started. What would you like? I'm not going to unbox anything until someone tells me what they want to see first. Do they want to see a shoe or a bag first? I will wait patiently. No, can't be patient. How many people we got right now?
12 at the moment.
12!
Ah, there you go. Bag!
Decisive, I like it. I will tease you. It's very difficult to pronounce your name. RX500. Sorry, Beckenham Tennis. A racket. You got gazumped by... Giancarlo wants a bag as well. You are keen for the bags. So, do I do it slow? Would you like it slow? This is the Babolat Wimbledon backpack. Very chic, as you'd expect, keeping what I like, the championship logo, quite small and discreet. Babolat is the star of this show, let's not forget. Comes with all the things you'd expect. This is a sumptuous, albeit very white, tennis racket bag. Should I put it on? Let's put it on. Blackbird, good morning bag please. Okay, bag, then second. Ian Maysmith, no pre-chat this week on the mic. There was plenty of pre-chat, but I think Rhino had figured out how to make sure that wasn't heard. We were mainly talking about Wimbledon and or sponsors of other Grand Slam tournaments, and then wondering from which country did Dunlop hail, being the sort of chief sponsor of the Australian Open. But that's all by the by, because today is Wimbledon, the best Grand Slam, unless you disagree. And in fact, if you do disagree, the Wimbledon is the premier Grand Slam tournament. The Grand Slam tennis, maybe the Grand Slam sporting event outside of the Olympics, maybe. Get in the comments and offer your suggestions. Giancarlo Matera, fancy, yes. Mteka, I'm the star. I bet you are. Beckham says it does look fancy. Yes, it does. What should we have next? So your next choice is you can have a racket or the official Wimbledon shoes. I will wait, but not for long. Is that long enough? You guys haven't made a decision. Tough luck, you're getting shoes. Too slow outside. Now, beautiful box. My guess would be that the Babolat Wimbledon shoes are probably white. In fact, I know that they're white because they have to be. There was some controversy a couple of years ago when they weren't white enough for the All England club, and there was respected professionals having to Tipex out some colour. RX5M recruited shoes, thank you. Right on tracks. So let's do this real live unboxing style. Ooh, it says performance, challenge, something upside down, passion, energy, All things I'm sure you'd associate with me. Not the challenge bit, I'm not challenging at all. So here we go. The new Jet Mac 3 Wimbledon edition, as worn by all of the Babolat sponsored players at the championship this year. And yes, oh, they're actually pretty smart. Mind taking that, please, Rhino? So, here we go. A fantastic performance shoe, the Jet Mac 3. I'm going to take this bag off, slightly annoying now. And for those that haven't played on grass, probably have never owned a pair of grass court shoes, with the pimples. These are actually grass court shoes, which is pretty exciting. Aren't that many grass courts anymore, but you get the full pimple sole. Very nice. If the camera's not showing it properly, you've got a white sole and you've got white interior, but then this is sort of I would call it a champagne colouring on the mesh upper. Champagne mesh. What could be better? There you go. That is the Jet Mac 3 Babolat's Wimbledon edition. Also, again, nice and subtle. They've just kept the logo to here. And so here's my... I'm not particularly keen on the tournament equipment collaborations because I just like the sort of standard, the brand's own standard design. Sometimes you get really beautiful ones, don't get me wrong, and so far this Babolat range is just that. But I don't want it plastered all over it. And I think Babolat have done a really nice job of keeping it very subtle, with Babolat remaining the star, as much as MTech believes that they are the star. So there you go. Smooth. What was smooth, Beckenham tennis? Me in general? That's very kind. I'll take that. Right, let's move onwards. And it is time for bag number 2. More luggage. This is getting slightly more serious with the, I believe, before getting it out, I believe this is the 6 racket bag. Yeah. There we go. Either a 6 or a 9er, but I can't find a label just yet. So, and some lovely detailing. Nice heavy metal zips. Very secure. Beautiful little Babolat, what would you call those, Rhino? Zip bits. Zip bits. If you know what they actually call, then tell me. That also looks like it would open a bottle. So if you crash out of the championships and you need a bottle of beer, maybe that. Or you're celebrating, obviously, that's probably more usual for the likes of us. Wilson's French Open stuff are killers. Killers in a good way or a bad way? I really did. Because I think there's too much Roland Garros and not enough Wilson on them. But that's just me. Yeah, again, very chic. Very, very high quality. This bit, you won't be able to see, but this bit is sort of hardened. Keep your valuables safe. You've got like a faux leather grip. You've got a little breathing hole here. It is very, very nice, very well constructed bag. And again, the Wimbledon is subtle. You've got a little bit on here, and you've got a bit on the strap as well. So, yes, very nice indeed. 2 bags down, pair of shoes down, but no rackets yet. You prefer the backpack more, do you, Beckenham Tennis? Why? Zipper pulls. Yes, Azure159. Thank you. Very nice zipper pulls that also look like they could open a bottle, or maybe a can of beans if you need like a protein boost change of ends. A bit of wild ride, wouldn't it? Okay, let's get on to some rackets, and we'll start with the, what would you call them? I want to call them lesser, the more accessible frames. So we have the Evoke Team. Very similar, I think exactly the same as last year. Again, this is the first time that I am getting out of the box and having a proper look at it. The Evoke Team, if you're nice and close up, subtly done, creamy white, not quite the champagne, but creamy white, light green, dark green, Wimbledon detailing on there. Very nice, very subtle. This is a 270 gram, 102 square inch racket, 16-19 thing, a very good entry level. If you love Wimbledon and you're starting out in tennis, maybe this is the guy. Same could be said for the slightly more professional looking boost, and the boosts are really, really good. In fact, this is one of the things that we think Babolat do probably better than anyone else, is this range of rackets, the boosts, the Evo, things like that, are really, really high quality. They're packed full of loads of the same tech that the tour level rackets have. And always really impressive, always really surprising how well they play. This is a lighter one, 260 grams, 105 square inches. So, I mean, how are you going to miss 105 square inches? Yeah, again, really good racket for beginner. And so, again, what I would say, again, subtle. You've got a little bit of sort of like, it's like a dark gold. I'm not quite sure what you call that, dark gold colour. And obviously the Wimbledon green. It's not quite a bronze. I wouldn't call it bronze, but yeah. And then obviously that dark green from Wimbledon. Very classy, very sophisticated. Interesting to add green. Not seen that on the Babolat. No, that's true. It's now on there. That is definitely green, isn't it? Very nice indeed. So there is one big boy racket left in the range. It is the Premier. They would have one tour level frame that gets Wimbledonized, and you'll get to see that soon enough. I'm assuming a lot of the tennis. I'm Beckenham tennis. I'm assuming you're in Beckenham. Have you been to Wimbledon? So I've only been to Wimbledon and the French Open. I think that Josh has been to all four. I think. Certainly been to three. Which, if you've been to any, or if you've been to all four, ideally, which one is your favourite? Which do you think is the best? And if you haven't been, which is your favourite to watch on TV? Can't. Let us know. Okay, onwards. If you're ready, we're going to get on to, I guess, the main event, but certainly one of the top events. And someone was asking for a white aero, which, granted, would be very cool, but it is not a white aero. It is a very, very sophisticated, bronzy, sort of, I have no idea how to describe this colour. Very classy, pure drive. And I actually prefer this, I think, to the other one. This is definitely more serious looking, and they've really gone for that sort of, it's classy, it's elegant, it's very sort of in line with how Wimbledon is viewed or perceives itself, or actually is in reality. This is the standard pure drive, 100 square inch, 300 grams, 16-19, whopper of a racket, blast people off the court. But now, with all the updates they made with the flax tape, much, much more forgiving, much more friendly. Giancarlo Matera, that is nice. I agree, it is nice. I'm going to give you like slow-mos in the camera. Brass, no, it's not quite a brass. It's definitely, so you've got, this is definitely gold up here, and the gold detailing along the drive. But this main base colour, I wonder if we could, I'll try and find out for you what Babolat actually call that. Are you on that, Ben? Ben?
Yep.
You find out what the Babolat colour is, what they're calling the colour of the new pure drive.
Colour of the new pure drive. On it.
Yeah, Ben's on it downstairs. We've got people, we've got such a huge production team here. We've got Ryan over here, we've got Ben down the stairs, just making sure that I don't make a fool of myself, essentially. They were basically waiting to drag me off before I say anything inappropriate. Not that I would. So, yes, this is the pure drive.
Charcoal.
Charcoal! Yeah, I guess so. So it's kind of, yeah, charcoal with gold and white. Very nice. As Giancarlo said, that is nice. As David Ford says, very nice. Agree with both Giancarlo and David. It is nice. Any questions? What else anything you want to see again? I've kind of gone through them fairly swiftly. So if you want to see that bag, you're like, oh, I really want to see that backpack again. Let me know and I can give you a full backpack tour. No one's telling me about the Grand Slams they've been to, which is pretty rude. You know, when someone asks you a question, normally you reply. That's what we teach the kids anyway. But there we go. So where does it stack up, do we think, in terms of the ranges? Well, hopefully no one from Wilson's watching, but they're right next to me. Can you see them, Rhino? Any of these?
You can see the clash.
Okay, I don't like any of the Wilson Roland Garros rackets, but I do like this. As I said, I prefer it to. I think I prefer it to the. I might prefer it to the original, but again, it's the subtlety I like. The Wimbledon logo is really tiny. It's not big and in your face and aggressively Roland Garros everywhere. There you go. Azure 159. Do you think they will release racket paint jobs for their 150th anniversary? I hope so, but that's this year, isn't it? So we certainly haven't heard anything. But I yearn for. If anyone's a Seinfeld fan, I yearn for throwback rackets. So the current rackets, but in throwback paint jobs, I think would be a really, really cool thing. If you think NFL teams do it, NBA teams do it, major Formula One do it. So it's obviously a thing, and there is a market for it. But I can't. It would be so cool to have a 150th anniversary and have essentially, the original Pure Drive colours on a Pure Drive, or if in Wilson's case, the Pro Star Fit looks like a 6-1 or something, something along those lines. I think would be really cool, and I would love brands to do it. But it seems to be something that people are reluctant to do. I assume it's of sort of great cost to have a whole new set of paint on a bunch of rackets. I don't really know, but yeah, something I would certainly like to see. That's a good question for you. If there is one racket you would like to be brought back in terms of its look, what would that be? Let me know. Wimbledon only when you were young lads. Yeah, they seem to change the colours for the Pure Drives, but not Aeros.
The Nadal, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the Nadal one, Beckenham tennis, the sort of Nadal origin, that was
Decima.
Very changed. Decima, yeah, but all kind of for Nadal. I get what you're saying. The Surbiton Challenger only here. That's keeping it real, Giancarlo. Keeping it in the grassroots. Wimbledon is, of course, the best and most prestigious. Like I say, I've only been to 2. I'd really love to go to the US Open. That's one that's on the bucket list, as they say. Wimbledon has got a special place, but then being British, it sort of naturally would. And when I was at the French Open, I got the sunburnt horrifically for the first time in my life, and so that will always be tarnished. No, the French Open was also glorious too. Marimé, hello, Marimé Abreu. Very good. Wimbledon and O2 here, the O2 Arena. What was that for then? Was that for some tour finals, or did they do UTS there? No, that was Copper Box, wasn't it?
Tour finals.
Yeah, tour finals. Yeah, that was a good event, those tour finals. There you go. Release racket paint jobs. I don't know, it is the 150th this year, isn't it? Bear with me while I wander off for a second. It does say, well, we haven't got one of the bags. We've got those tags that comes with it that says 150th year. Pretty sure it's this year. Can you check that for me, please, yes. Research team. So, there we go. Just in case you've been away or not been around, we have got the Wimbledon range from Babolat. We have got the Pure Drive in all its charcoal, gold and white glory. We've got the bigger racket bags, which are very similar to the previous, but very, very smart, very clean, very sophisticated, as you'd expect from Wimbledon. We've got
one bag of clothing.
What's that?
It's just a range of clothing that looks terrible.
Okay.
Very retro.
And yes, the backpack we've got as well, which is very nice. And okay. And we've got the Boost and the Evoke team. In terms of the 150th anniversary, it seems like there's a range of clothing. It's actually the 150th anniversary of Babolat, but that starts with Babolat VS, the natural gut string, and that's having a little rebrand and a celebratory packet. So there you go. Good. They will not change that string, and nor should they. But yes, that's what you're getting as far as we can tell from Babolat.
Yeah, if you're going to Oasis.
Oh yeah, or there's a bucket hat if you're going to go and see Oasis. You could get a Babolat 150th anniversary bucket hat. That would be wild. Wimbledon. What is Wimbledon's official ball? It is, of course, the Slazenger Wimbledon. In its newly and much derided new tube. Before it was a sort of white tube with charcoal imagery, I would say, of the championships in their heyday. And funny enough, so if you're a member at Wimbledon, and I find this out by proxy, not because I'm a member, in your locker in the change rooms there are obviously tubes of fresh balls for you to use every time you play, and it's Wimbledon, and the new yellow tube has caused much consternation in SW19, uproar you could say, with the yellow tubing. I don't care, I don't like it particularly, I don't dislike it. The balls are absolutely fantastic for like 7 games. They are really fantastic for 7 games. Any news on E-Zone or Percept alternative paint jobs? Yes.
Are we allowed to?
But I can't tell you anything. But there is news for those that know. Yeah, can't say anything else. People are interested in paint jobs, but no one telling me which paint job they would bring back and put on their current racket. I would bring back that original Pro Staff would be quite cool. Yes, LS Fire, agreed. Good balls, just don't last. I don't know if I've never known them to last particularly well. They are very nice fresh out the tube. But funny enough, me, Ben and Josh played last week. Played some doubles, and we played with Slazenger Wimbledon for the first time in a long time. And yeah, great for a set, and then into sets 2, 3 and 4. By the time you get to 4, you're like, I cannot get the ball through the court. They really lose a lot of pop.
6 games at Wimbledon.
Yeah, 6 games at Wimbledon is probably about right. There is going to be a third colourway for the V-Core ? I don't think so. I mean, they haven't done a third colour for any of them yet. The new sort of 2-colour scheme is now sort of fully up and running. As far as I know, there's no plans to do a third one. What colour would you want? I bet you say black. Everyone says black.
A black one was a good colour.
Yeah, I would like a black one.
Yeah, of course, we'd all like them to be black. It's fine. Best string for Yonex EZO 98. Frederick, what do you want? You want more control? Do you want more spin? Do you want more power? What do you want? Since COVID. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Emo said, Wilson Pro Staff black from the 90s on my version 14. Yes, exactly. That would be glorious. What are some of the other cool ones?
The Henman one would be cool, but they don't make that racket.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the Henman Slazenger racket. You could have that. That'd be great. But you could also have it's the I can't remember the full name of it now, and people are going to go mad at me. It's the 6-1, the Pro Staff 6-1, the Federer, the white and red and gold. If you could put that on a new one, how cool would that be? Or you could put, there's so many options. How do you think Polytour strike and sink in terms of control? As in the two against each other, strike and sink, or blended together? More control, Frederick. Polytour strike. Going to give some control. Polytour, it can't really go wrong with Polytour Pro. I've tested so many strings the last 7 months. I went back to, because we were testing some new Yonex rackets, I put Polytour Pro back into mine to have a comparison, and absolutely loved it. It just kind of gives you a little bit of everything, but control especially, I found really, really great. So Polytour Pro, Polytour Strike. In terms of more control, Vivo from Restring, also very, very good, like really responsive, great feedback, real sort of pro's choice of string. That'd be a good option. What's the second question for best string on your E-Zone? For spin and tension maintenance? 0. 4G soft, really good for tension maintenance. Otoro, also good for tension maintenance. Yeah, there are plenty of options. I think that this is this kind of a flex, but also just the reality of it. I don't actually think about tension maintenance that much because there's a tennis shop, tennis string everywhere. So we're really lucky enough that we get to try so many things out that doesn't often stay in the racket that long. Which products do we sell most of in store? Balls? Question mark.
Yeah.
What, in terms of quantity of item? Balls. It's like every time someone comes in for a reading, maybe they pick up a tube of balls, something like that. I don't know.
Rackets is Pure Drive and Pure E-Zone.
Yeah, E-Zone, biggest selling racket this year. Pure Drive also closely behind the new one. Radical's doing well, things like that in terms of rackets. But yeah, balls are pretty good. Yeah. Do we get subscribers discount at your store? Interesting, but no. Maybe if we could do like a Patreon or like a paid subscriber, then you'd be in for all sorts of treats. We'll look into it for you. You should make a series of predictable, consistent strings, and rackets really don't care for top end control spin or power. Not quite sure the question.
Yeah, so Toro and Spin, we're waiting for them to arrive.
Yeah, PTB is good about because something it doesn't last too long, but good all round. Yeah, agreed. Beckenham tennis, Sync and Polytol Strike compare with each other. Wow, I haven't played with Sync on its own for quite a while, and I haven't played with Strike for quite a while. Sync is much softer and is sort of more muted. That muted sounds negative, but it feels dampened in a sense, which leads to great control and still really good feel. But with Strike, it sort of feels more responsive, slightly crisper thing. I really like both strings. Have you seen the E-Zone Supreme Limited Editions? Yes, I have. But despite being a Yonex ambassador, RX kid, can't get one. Hard enough getting E-Zone 98 tours, but the Supreme collab is niche. If you find them out there, grab them, I would say. Are you going to test Otoro Tour and Otoro Sprint? Yes, they are on their way. As soon as we have them, there will be videos up of those. Beckham says Aero 98 for me is RPM Blast, and Hyper-G round and works for me. Yeah, we're trying to figure out a bunch of videos about setups, which rackets work particularly well with which strings and things like that. So yeah, always interested in your thoughts on that. Justin Teo, what up? I'm thinking full bed Mac 10 on Pure 98, currently using Vivo. What do you think? I do not like this plastic feel, but I like its control and power. Yeah, they're quite different, Mac 10 and Vivo. Mac 10 is definitely more of a power string. I'd actually put Mac 10 closer to being like Zero than Vivo. So if you want that extra little bit of pop, it's not as powerful as Zero is. Mac 10 is sort of a controlled power string. Really, really fantastic. People have really been enjoying it. Is there a chance for your keen patrons to try any specials, e.g. Regner? Well, we're often running demo days at various clubs around North London, and if we are doing a Yonex one, there's every chance that there might be a Regner in the bag, unless, of course, I've got it and I'm keeping it for myself. But yes, but only in person. There's no way we're shipping it out. We had to send someone to Japan to get it, so we're not going to send it out to anyone. But if you come to a demo day, well, I'm sure we'll get a play of that, potentially. If you're nice, you've got to be nice first as well. Are Head coming out with any new paint jobs or special editions? Not that I'm aware of. No.
Must be a new something soon.
There must be a new. I don't know. Radical just came out. Yeah, but in terms of one-off paint jobs, I don't think so. Obviously, you've got the Legend, so you've got the different kind of speed. But in terms of anything else, there's nothing that I've been made aware of. There is a new string combo that Slinko's selling: Mac 10 and Hyper-G Round by Braindead. It's combo. Wait, you don't need to get it from them. You can just buy the two strings, right? Yeah. Braindead, X Slinko, Hyper Mac.
That's just words.
Braindead. What are you trying to tell me, Beckham?
I'm telling you the exact name.
Braindead, Slinko, Hyper Mac. Okay. Have you tried it? Is it good? Is it worth it? It seems like a lot of work. Could you compare Mach 10 with Alu Power in terms of power, spin, and control? Yeah. Yeah. Mach 10 is closer towards. If you want more control, I would go for Mach 10. It is powerful, but it's more controlled and there's decent feedback. Alu Power, loads of spin and stuff like that, but also just like kind of hard work. I would go Mach 10. It's an easier ride.
Light and fun.
Yeah, light and fun for Mach 10. Don't know. The colours you're talking about. Who cares about the colours, Beckenham Tennis?
Well, they're an acid chrome colour.
Okay.
Apparently.
Yeah. Well, that looks a little bit like some of the Toraline strings. We're now talking about Braindeck, Exelinko, Hypermac, BD, green / blue. For those that are wondering. But we were talking about the Wimbledon range from Babolat. Which I think is actually the correct way to say it. It's actually a silent T, but it makes you feel like a bit of a fool in an English accent and then throwing in the pronunciation. It's like if someone corrects your pronunciation of Italian word, whereas I know that I'm supposed to say spaghetti in a certain way to be Italian, but if I just throw that one word in amongst the sentence, I look like an idiot, for want of a better word.
Or how some people say Barcelona.
Yes, exactly. Barcelona would be another one. Chorizo would be one. We know that there is a correct pronunciation. We know also that it's Valencia. But you see, as soon as I said it, Ben laughed because it doesn't sound right. So yes, we say Babolat. I think it is actually Babolat. Babolat. If there's anyone French out there, you could probably correct me because, as I did in 18 months in Paris, I am butchering your language. But there you go. Where are we at? A recap. So, Wimbledon is coming. Pimm's, Strawberries and Cream, and Babolat's Wimbledon range. The Pure Drive, the Boost, the Evoke team, as well as the glorious luggage, and if Rhino ever gets there, the shoes, white and champagne. What could be better? Is the EZ100 Tour just a Japan exclusive? Yes, it is. Japan only. We've got one. It's been strung. Ben played with it on Monday. I'm going to play with it tonight, and we're going to get a review out hopefully next week. We'll certainly film the review next week. But yes, it's Japan exclusive. Never quite sure why someone does that, but fair enough. Maybe there's just no market for the 100 Tour over in Europe or America. You tell me, would you play with the 100 Tour? It's 100 square inch, 1619, 310 grams. Balance point is quite towards the handle on the. I can't remember exactly, but that was all good off the top of my head, though, right? But yeah, slightly more weight towards the handle on the balance point. So yeah, just Japanese exclusive, just for Godzilla and Jun.
315.
315 balance point. There you go. I love to hear our thoughts. Well, that's very nice. It's not very often that people say that, whether in my personal life, at work, or online. Nice to hear your thoughts. But yeah, thank you. We'll try and do something very good very soon with it. The thumbnail is tremendous. I've already done the thumbnail. The thumbnail is some of my finest work. But yeah. Anything else? Any other questions on the Wimbledon range? Or are we?
You've got 3 minutes.
We've got like 3 minutes. So you guys have got 3 minutes to get any questions in, ask to see anything else, because otherwise it's going to be gone forever. Well, it's not. You'll be able to see it online, but live for the first time in the world.
Hopefully, be able to buy it later today.
A world exclusive, yes. And it will be our discount code will be working for the next 24 hours, I believe, is what we do. And all of these products that we have literally just unboxed them in our let's call it a warehouse. In our warehouse. To show you now, so they will be available to buy through us very soon. If not immediately, then very, very soon. Well, thank you. Yes, Beckham Tennis on sale now-ish. They are about to be on sale.
An hour.
Yeah, we need an hour just to stock everything and make sure everything is up to snuff, as they were saying. Oh, I'm very British. Yeah, so on sale very, very soon. Yeah, so I think that's it. I'm going to count you down I'm going to give you 14 seconds to get a question in. 30. Tennis ball recommendations. Oh, Peter, you're stuck in there. What do you want? Longevity, Wilson Trinity, without a doubt. Fresh out the tube in the summer, Slazenger Wimbledons, but change them after about 6 games as they do at the championships. Hard courts, US Open, Wilson US Open. Clay courts, Wilson Roland Garros. Done. In fairness, yeah, things like Head Tour, Yonex Tour, those essentially the top quality balls are all in the same bracket as far as I'm concerned. If you want longevity, if you want them to last longer, go Trinity. But then all of those top level balls are basically, to me, round and about the same and will play beautifully on most surfaces. Ian Mayer Smith, you're welcome. All right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2,